Okay, another interview. If you've seen these before, you know what I do. I like to go through what a client achieved over usually 12-week periods and break down some of the more detailed processes to do with how we managed to do that. And so you can learn what you can do to help you lose fat, build muscle, and some of the nuances important for your transformation. If as always, if you do have questions, feel free to leave them below. Let's and again, it's really important that people do this. I've mentioned it before, but um, a lot of people just take transformation pictures and don't tell the story behind it. And often the story is that they were a bodybuilder for 10 years and they just dropped a bunch of fat. And that's not difficult because they already do it for fun. These people that I work with, software engineers, oftentimes sedentary lifestyles, having had hormonal issues, had behavioral issues that have made it difficult to lose fat and build muscle, and that's what we're overcoming here. So, yeah, let's see how Matt did.
We started July 2nd. I think I was 269, and now I'm 245.5. Luckily, we track it, so I don't have to keep track of what all my numbers are. But I know, like, for example,
So it's about 23 pounds for the first 12 weeks, which is pretty cool number. Oftentimes clients are losing 2 to 3 pounds a week, and yep, that's right on target.
The chin-ups have drastically reduced how much assistance I need on assisted chin-ups and on the dips.
A large goal of mine is to have clients go from assisted to body weight, from body weight to weighted, because you can't be fat and doing weighted chin-ups. It's just not possible. It's also an absolute fortifier of shoulder joints, which are oftentimes the issue for a lot of people in the upper body as they get older, especially from as a result of sedentary work or overuse or underuse injuries.
My shoulder press started out really weak, maybe 25 or 30 pounds. Now I've been doing 45 pounds.
But of course, body weight's not the only stuff we do. A lot of it's negotiable, actually. We have to discuss what exercises you want to get stronger at. Where do you want to build muscle along the process? Do you have priorities in that? There's only a few things that I absolutely need from people. Everything else is negotiable beyond that.
Amazed at how well I can do sit-ups, for example, too. I had been doing some tracking, but when I really kicked it into gear, there was a big difference, especially like a mid-afternoon crash is pretty...
So one thing I like to do with these videos is try to give different value each time. And so two things we can take from what Matt's telling us here. Initially, he was having a lot of energy crashes, waking up low energy, going to sleep, and you don't really want to go to sleep. It's kind of weird. You've got a crash in the afternoon. And when he was tracking, are you tracking the correct things? Oftentimes people aren't. And so tightening up on the tracking and making sure that you're adhering to the correct principles is going to give you better energy. And if you can feel amazing as you're losing fat, at the end of the day, you are eating body fat. That's what your body is doing. It's going to its reserves. And it's going, and we're not going to use the muscle mass because we're training properly. We're going to use the body fat, and your body's eating itself, and yet you have better energy. And that's all to do with following the correct principles.
Now, I was having a hard time with energy first thing in the morning and in the afternoon. Now it's pretty consistent throughout the day. When I get up, I have the energy to move around. The body feels looser and more comfortable. Being a sedentary job where I'm sitting in front of a computer all day long,
Yeah, it's interesting that something I've noticed a lot of clients mentioning, and if you check my Instagram, you'll see this as well. When people lose the first 10 pounds quite quickly, immediately they notice plantar fasciitis. Oh, it's kind of going. The back pain is going. The body feels better, and that's an incentive to keep going. Sometimes people need to hit rock bottom. I'd prefer you not to hit rock bottom before you contact me. So, if you want free advice, go to the link in my bio. It's School Community. I've just opened it. Get in there while it's free, and then you can learn if you're interested in one-to-one coaching, and if you are, then if it's open, we can discuss.
Regiment of workouts. I need a way to make it efficient in a quick amount of time. So doing 3 workouts a week is pretty easy to find the time to go do it. And so
some people don't believe me when I say that my clients do three workouts a week maximum, because oftentimes they were going from doing 5 and it can be so difficult to say, hey, stop doing 5 workouts and just do 3. But it's a mentality of fear when people just over exercise to try to lose fat really quickly. And I follow the exact same principles. It's why I know it works, because I do it myself. I would never train more than 3 days a week. Who likes the gym that much?
Having it on the calendar to go do it, just like my other meetings, causes me to do that.
This is a big thing. So oftentimes, as I mentioned, sometimes it's hormonal, sometimes it's behavioral, sometimes it's organizational, sometimes it's structure in terms of what are you actually doing? Are you following the correct principles? And for most people, it's a little bit of everything. But for Matt here, it really wasn't too much about the behavior. It's a lot about the organization at the beginning. Just how do we fit this in? How do I realistically take action on something? Because you don't want to schedule in 3 workouts a week and not believe that you're going to get results with them. You have to know that you're going to get results if you actually want to take action with that stuff. And that's like step 1 of behavior is, am I going to get my bang for my buck here?
Paying attention to my steps is a big thing too, because otherwise it's pretty easy to sit there for 6 hours and end up with 1,000 steps or 2,000 steps at the end of a day.
Something people get massively mixed up is getting a higher amount of steps does not have to take much time. There's lots of tactics to increase it. And if you look at the longevity differences in people who go for a small 10-minute walk every day compared to those who don't, massive. It's huge. And so we don't have to be doing like the most crazy program ever to get the best results. It's just follow the correct principles. And one of those principles for improving your metabolism is to improve your steps. It's not go doing massive cardio workouts. And I cannot tell you enough how much I have to tell people not to do that. I've got people coming into my programs and I'm telling them stop doing cardio, not start.
So I think that's been another huge improvement for me to lose at least 50 in about a 6 months time. I think we're roughly on pace to be able to do that. I like the pace that it's going at, and I think it's sustainable is the big thing. I've been in other, crashes where I try to drop a lot quick and it comes on even quicker then. So I would tend to not track on a day.
Yeah. When people lose weight extremely quick, because we lose fat very quickly in this program. 2 to 3 pounds a week is typical. I've had clients lose 30 pounds in 3 weeks before. But we're not dropping copious amounts of water weight and copious amounts of muscle mass. If you do not train properly, 3 pounds out of every 10 will be muscle mass that you're losing. So a lot of the time with these ketogenic diets, which cut out water weight, and these cardio-based training systems to lose fat, you're just losing muscle mass and water. And so I can be quite confident in my clients losing actual fat, which means that when they do drop all this weight, their metabolism's not so undone as a result of it, and we can keep going.
That I didn't feel like tracking for good reason, and now I try to track every single thing that goes into my mouth. So it's been several times.
We have systems to make tracking extremely quick, because the more you know, the better you're doing.
When I've heard something on a podcast and we chat about it here, because you can hear a lot of weird things on podcasts and the internet. So it's good to chat through whether there's validity behind what I heard too. So
absolutely, there's always going to be truths, lies, out of context truths.
That guy's smart. Yes, so it's really important for me that my clients know why they're doing what they're doing and they believe in what we're doing, and I'll have them challenge me with their beliefs, and if they need me to go straight to the best research to back up what I'm saying, then we will. And so sometimes you'll go onto a podcast, a health and fitness podcast, and oftentimes it'll align with what we're saying. Sometimes there's out of context to what we're doing, and sometimes it's just a flat out lie. Gary Brecker. So if you are interested in one-to-one coaching and it's open, go to school, I'll message you. There's lots of free information in there, so hopefully that can help you out. And if you have questions, comment below.